Conflict across the Middle East has entered a fifth day. U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran. Iran's supreme leader was killed.
United States and Iran, from allies to enemies.
In 1850, the United States and Iran were not enemies. In fact, they trusted each other. American advisors helped run Iran's government. Iranian diplomats praised the United States as a rare foreign power that didn't want to colonize them. But over the next century and a half, that trust collapsed into coups, revolutions, sanctions, assassinations, and eventually, war. In the 1800s, Iran, then known as Persia, was trapped between two empires, the British to the south, the Russians to the north. Both wanted influence over Persian territory and resources, but the United States was different. It had no colonial ambitions in the region. That made America unusually welcome in Tehran. In 1850, the two countries established their first diplomatic relationship. Soon, American experts were invited to help modernize Iran's finances. One of them, Morgan Schuster, was appointed Treasurer General of the Iranian government in 1911. For decades, Iran viewed the United States not as an empire, but as a neutral partner. That trust collapsed in the early Cold War. In 1951, Iran's Prime Minister, Mohammad Mossadegh, nationalized the country's oil industry. Until then, British companies controlled Iran's oil and took most of the profits. Britain responded with an economic blockade. Then it turned to Washington for help. American leaders feared something else entirely, that economic chaos in Iran could push the country toward the Soviet Union. So in 1953, the CIA launched Operation Ajax. Through propaganda, street protests, and military pressure, the United States helped overthrow Iran's democratically elected government. The Shah of Iran was restored to power. For many Iranians, this was the moment America transformed from ally into foreign puppet master. After the coup, Iran became one of America's closest allies in the Middle East. Washington sold billions of dollars in weapons to the Shah. The country rapidly modernized, but the regime ruled through fear. With assistance from American and Israeli intelligence, the Shah created Savak, a secret police force notorious for torture and repression. Economic growth came with massive inequality. By the late 1970s, millions of Iranians, from students to religious leaders, were united by a single belief: the Shah was America's dictator. In 1979, the Shah fled Iran. Power was seized by a revolutionary movement led by Ayatollah Khomeini. Iran transformed overnight into an Islamic republic. But the revolution wasn't just political, it was also anti-American. Many Iranians believed the United States had controlled their country for decades. That anger exploded in November 1979 when revolutionary students stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. 52 American diplomats were taken hostage. They would remain captive for 444 days. The crisis dominated global headlines and shattered any remaining diplomatic ties between the two nations. To the United States, Iran had become a radical revolutionary state. To Iran, America was now the Great Satan. The era of cooperation was officially over. During the 1980s, the conflict turned violent. The United States supported Iraq during the brutal Iran-Iraq War. Iran, meanwhile, built networks of proxy militias across the Middle East. In 1983, a Hezbollah suicide bombing killed 241 U.S. Marines in Lebanon. In 1988, the U.S. Navy destroyed much of Iran's navy during Operation Praying Mantis. That same year, a tragic mistake escalated tensions even further when a U.S. cruiser shot down Iran Air Flight 655, killing 290 civilians. By the end of the decade, hostility between the two nations was deeply entrenched. In the 2000s, a new crisis emerged: Iran's nuclear program. Western intelligence feared Tehran was trying to build a nuclear weapon. Iran insisted the program was peaceful. Sanctions crippled the Iranian economy. Meanwhile, the conflict expanded into a new battlefield: cyberspace. In 2010, the Stuxnet virus, believed to be created by the United States and Israel, destroyed hundreds of Iranian nuclear centrifuges. It was the first cyber weapon in history to cause physical destruction. In 2015, a breakthrough finally seemed possible. The Iran nuclear deal, known as the JCPOA, limited Iran's nuclear program in exchange for sanctions relief. But the agreement collapsed in 2018 when the United States withdrew from the deal. Sanctions returned. Tensions surged again. By the mid-2020s, the conflict had spread across the entire Middle East. Proxy militias, cyber warfare, sanctions, and military strikes pushed the region to the brink. What began in the 19th century as a relationship built on trust had become one of the most dangerous rivalries in modern geopolitics.
The history of the United States and Iran is not just a story of enemies. It's a story of how alliances can collapse and how history can turn partners into rivals.
Subscribe for the stories that prove history is stranger and more fragile than fiction.